All right, Mason Nyhus joining us. Hey, you're back in Saskatchewan, up the road, though, at the U of S. Full-time football coach, assistant head coach, and offensive coordinator. Congratulations, man. I've known you since you were really little. Obviously, I've watched everything happen for you. It's got to be the old adage or the old story. You wake up in the morning and go, I can't believe I'm getting paid to be a football coach.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I'm super fortunate. I love doing what I do every day, and it's easy to come to work. Obviously, it's a lot of hard work, but I enjoy it. I get to see all my best buddies every day at the office, and I get to wear my fleeces that we were talking about every day. So I got some good work attire, and but in all seriousness, I'm really enjoying it. It's great.
How bad do you want to get out there and sling it, even in practice?
Oh, I get my touches in practice for sure. I'm like, I don't even know who says it in dodgeball. White Goodman, he's like, ball me, Blazer. That's one of my go-to lines with the quarterback. So, get a little pass here and there, keep the arm live. But yeah, no, it's always fun to sling it with the guys, so it's good.
Let's stick on your journey here, because a lot of people will know it and all that. Parents are such a huge part in the journey of an athlete. There's no doubt about it. Knowing yours well, working with your father here, knowing your mom. It's one of those things where your parents, Mason, there was never a roadblock in that respect. They made it, easy for you to do all that. It was all about the hard work for you, wasn't it?
For sure. Yeah. Honestly, I say it all the time, man. I was so fortunate with my upbringing and just going to the right situation, university and whatnot. But really the biggest thing is, man, my parents really enabled me to be able to move away from home, to go to wherever I wanted to go. And it's hard, right? It's financially, support wise, it's just, everyone has a different set of circumstances, but I've been extremely fortunate. I don't think my mom definitely did not miss a single game. I think my dad missed one. He was on a work trip with Harvard, and he was checking his phone every 20 seconds, I'm sure. So even now with coaching, they're out at U of A. I'm like, Mom, Dad, I'm not actually on the football field, but they're just those type of people. So I'm extremely blessed to have them in my life. And I know I was super fortunate with that.
2 years helping UBC, after your playing career. And I think a lot of people ask the question. I know I've been asked it. Why not give pro a shot? What was the thought process back then?
Yeah, 100%. So I think I got added to, just timeline wise. We played the Vanier Cup, obviously lost in a heartbreaker by 6 points there. And then I got added to the negotiation list with the Riders the next day. And so I'm like, oh, sweet. Maybe I'll still play football. Cool. And then I didn't hear anything. So as a player, I didn't have an agent either. I was just kind of I was totally content with moving on with my life. My fiance is from the West Coast. I knew I was moving out to Vancouver and whatnot. But I didn't have an agent. So I didn't hear anything from the team till I want to say January 6th or 7th. And then at that point, I already accepted a full-time job in Vancouver as a teacher, and I already had a coaching job at UBC. So it happened really fast for me. With that being said, obviously I love playing football, and I grew up cheering for the Riders. There's no doubt about that. But it was just one of those things that I didn't want to prolong my life. And I knew, man, I say it all the time. I was a weird kid, man. I asked for a hockey whiteboard for Christmas one year because I like drawing drills and power play breakouts and stuff like that. I knew I wanted to be a coach, and just so happens I went into the world of football, and I knew I wanted to be a football coach for the rest of my life. Not saying going to the CFL would have hindered that by any stretch. It helps your resume and things like that. But I was already moved out to Vancouver, and I kind of had my life started. So I just kind of went that route.
Hey, Bantam AA Pat Blues are looking for some power play help. So if you've got any of those old plays kicking around, text them to me. No, it's what would you make any changes going through that, having such a successful collegiate career, and you could have went to play pro. Any changes that you would make, Mason, to make it easier for Canadian quarterbacks specifically to get to that next level?
It's a great question, and hopefully someone smarter than me has the answer to it. I really don't know. And don't get me wrong, I've been to the QB internships. I've done all that, and I've seen that. And these American quarterbacks in the Canadian Football League are fantastic. Not taking away anything from those guys. They sling the ball and they do a lot of good stuff. The biggest thing is just there is, and it's nobody's fault, it really isn't, but there is a bias towards Canadians in the CFL. I have lots of friends that play in the CFL across a wide variety of teams. I know all these quarterbacks that went to the internships and stuff like that, and it is tough. Like, as a Canadian, it's tough. Like, typically it's, who's the Americans out there, and it's like, oh, we need to get this Canadian on for our ratio purposes, right? It's not like, and then you do have ratio breakers, don't get me wrong, you have the Phil Potts and guys like that for sure, but in general, right, it's trying to squeak on Canadians for the ratio, and whether that's on coaches for not giving Canadians an opportunity or on Canadian talent that needs to develop more, I'm not sure. I'm not the keeper of keys on all that, but I do know there's a lot of Canadian talent, and I know there's a lot of good Canadian quarterbacks. Like, man, I'm hoping our guy has a great night here Friday against the Rams, but we have a great quarterback, and there's great quarterbacks across the country. So hopefully they get an opportunity. It's just kind of getting your foot in the door, and when you ever get an opportunity, you just got to fly through it.
Let's talk about the big game Friday. Huskies taking on the undefeated U of R Rams. You guys maybe let one slip away last weekend in Manitoba. Just second half, things kind of stalled.
Yeah, no, it's a tough one. I think we were up 17-0 at half there. And I honestly don't think we played a good first half. Like, we missed a lot of stuff offensively. Our defense played great. And then the second half, they got the ball first. They went down and scored. And then we got the ball. We had one good first down, like a big play to Daniel Weave. And then I don't think we had a first down for the rest of the quarter. So you're not going to win many football games doing that. And that starts with myself and Flory and the coach all the way down. So we gotta get better play calls in, and hopefully the guys can execute them. But honestly, that happens. I'm not too concerned. It's not throw the baby out with the bathwater sort of situation. It's, you know what, we were fortunate enough to go to 2 Vanier Cups when I was here, and we lost games in both the seasons. So we're not too concerned.
What are you expecting from the Rams coming in?
Man, they're a good team. Like, they're well coached. I know a lot of guys over there. I have a lot of good friends on their staff, and they're well coached. You can just tell they're disciplined, and it's not like they're doing anything wild. They're not reinventing the wheel out there. They just play disciplined football. They fly around. They don't miss many tackles. So we're going to have our work cut out for us on Friday. But you know what? I believe in our guys. I think we'll have a good game plan and be able to execute on Friday.
Canadian Football League, we're seeing it parity. You never know what's going to happen week in, week out. Can West is probably leading the charge there, where it's like, I'm glad I can't bet on it, to be honest with you, because I don't know what I'd be doing. The parity in the league's awesome.
100%. Yeah, it's crazy. And it's been like that ever since I got in the league, which is fantastic. I mean, every given Friday or Saturday, you have no idea who's going to win. Like, obviously, we believe we're going to win, but from a fan perspective, you have no idea, which makes the conference fantastic. I know there's always a great debate on which U Sports conference is the best. People argue OUA and RSEC with Vaniers and whatnot, but I truly believe top down the Canada West is the best conference, right? In the other conferences, you have great teams, don't get me wrong, you have a few great games, but there's a lot of throw your bucket out there games and win a football game, where us, that's just not the case. So it's really fun to play in for sure.
It's going to be awesome on Friday night. The game is on CKRM2. Let's talk a little bit of flag football. Speaking of the itch, you've been keeping up to date with what's going on, because I know Lipinski's from Saskatoon. We've had him on the show. And then Lapo, when I had him on first, I was like, have you talked to Mason Nyhus and all that? Because you had such a great run with the men's national team. You must be getting the itch to play that and then following along closely.
Yeah, 100%. I've talked to Lapo a lot, honestly, throughout the process, just like talking offenses and whatnot. And I see Lipinski every day. So that's one of my guys. I love them. And they're both great dudes. And I know a few guys on the national team that I played with on last year's national team. Obviously, it didn't work out this year for me, strictly because they're in Panama and we're mid-season right now. So obviously timeline-wise, it doesn't really work. But I'm always talking to Joel how they did and Lapo and how they did and all that stuff. So it's been really fun to keep up with. And, right now I'm just fielding some offers in the Saskatoon flag football community. A couple offers for some bag of chips, a couple Diet Cokes here and there. We'll see who comes with the best offer. Maybe I'll be playing competitive Saskatoon or Div C. We'll see who has the best one.
Running tab at the Cactus Club. So we never say never about the national team then? Is that what I'm getting?
For sure, yeah, 100%. I still throw all the time. I still know the game really well, and whether that's playing or coaching, right? O'Connor's the quarterback right now. He's doing a great job. I know Mike from being out at UBC the last 2 years, so he does an awesome job. He's a great quarterback. So, man, I would just love being involved in any way possible, and it helps knowing those two guys as well. So we'll see what happens.
Do you keep tabs maybe a little bit on Riffle and how they're doing?
Oh, all the time. I'm a big Riffle Royal guy. We have a Riffle alum, Kyle Conte, in the receiving room, and we talk about Riffle all the time. Obviously, I played at Riffle, and one of my best friends, Kyle Borst, is the OC, and then Coach Pilon was my head coach, and obviously they have some great players at Riffle, so I'm trying to recruit some of their players too. So, I definitely am keeping tabs on them and cheering for them every game for sure.
Mason, awesome stuff. I'm glad we got a chance to connect, and we'll do it again. Big fan, man. Continued success. Have a good one Friday against the Rams. We'll see how it lands. I'm sure you guys will be playing again.
Thanks, Barney. Appreciate it, buddy.